Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be taking a closer look at my latest vintage New Balance sneaker pickup in the New Balance BB900. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of vintage New Balance sneakers, especially the 80s basketball models that have yet to be retroed, and I finally acquired a pair of the BB900s. This pair was from the 80s. It was worn by James Worthy and other New Balance athletes back in the day, and this shoe is really fresh, and this high top is so crazy, and I'm so glad to finally get this pair in hand. It's such a crazy pair, and I really wish New Balance would retro more of their legacy basketball models. The 550 and the 650 are good models, but there's so much potential in the other legacy basketball models. So for now, all I can do is cop OG pairs of the legacy models. This video is more of an overview of this pickup rather than a full-on review. This being over 4 decades old, this shoe is a size 11 and I am a true size 9.5, so I'm not really going to be able to review sizing. And in terms of comfort, I'm sure you guys probably know this shoe is not that comfortable. So this is more of a visual overview of an awesome old shoe. Starting with the toe box of the shoe, the mudguard of the shoe is made out of white leather. The middle of the toe box is also made out of white leather with some perforations, and you also get a panel of mustard yellow plastic that's also perforated. It's definitely an interesting material choice for the toe box of the shoe. Moving towards the middle of the shoe, you get more panels of that white leather. The lace eyelets of the shoe are also made out of that mustard yellow plastic material, and in the very middle you get the New Balance N logo in purple and yellow. Moving towards the ankle and heel area of the shoe, you get more panels of the white leather, and you also get some interesting accents. You get a small random piece of purple plastic here with a hole in it, and you also get a panel of purple rubberized plastic, as well as some yellow rubberized plastic that wraps around to the very back of the shoe, with the New Balance spell also in that yellow color. In the very back of the shoe, you get more panels of that white leather, as well as the New Balance MB logo in purple. And now I'm going to move on to by far the most interesting part of this shoe, and that is the ankle area. As you can probably tell, this shoe is not just a high top. This is like a really high top shoe, like really high compared to like the 650 and like Air Jordan 1s. This is a very tall shoe, so I'm gonna do my best to go over everything in this high top shoe. So in terms of materials, you get a continuation of the mustard yellow plastic material with some purple plastic lace eyelets as well, if you want to lace the laces up even higher. For the most part, it consists of white leather and purple leather on both sides, and what's interesting is that it has this A-flex system, which is a Velcro strap that's on this purple elastic material that's still held up pretty well to this day, and you also have this purple plastic buckle. This elastic wraps around the back of the shoe, and this is probably for 2 different functions: to tighten the shoe to your fit, and to also open up the elastic and pull this yellow panel of cushioning so you can easily get your foot in. I'm gonna do an on feet of this shoe later, but man, getting into this shoe was a pain. Not only is it really tall, but there are like multiple moving parts to get your shoe in. There's this big panel of yellow cushioning, and then there's the A-flex Velcro, and then there's the A-flex Velcro. Once you got your shoe in, you pull the strap, and then you wrap it around back onto the Velcro, and that's how it is. Definitely an interesting feature that you don't see too much on today's basketball sneakers. Speaking of that cushioning area, that's another big interesting part of this shoe. As you can see, the main, ankle area of the shoe is the white and purple leather, and then you get some purple polyester, and then you think that that's all you need in terms of the ankle area, but no, there's this extra piece of yellow foam that's covered in yellow polyester that's kind of detached from the shoe, that adds another layer of cushioning for your ankle and up and bottom of your leg, because it's very tall, and I guess if you're wearing something this tall, you don't want your leg just moving around. You want that lockdown feel and cushion, so I guess that's what this yellow panel of cushioning is. The tongue is also foam and is also made out of that yellow polyester material, and then the shoes come with one set of flat white laces, and they weave on top of a white leather tongue. The top of the tongue consists of some purple mesh. Probably the coolest part of the tongue, the very top, you get the New Balance basketball logo in yellow and purple, as well as 900 branding also in yellow and purple on white leather. And for the most part, the medial side of the shoe is the same as the lateral side of the shoe. The midsole of the shoe is made out of hard white rubber. You get EVA core as well as New Balance branding also on the midsole, which is really cool. And then the entire midsole and upper of the shoe are held together with purple stitching, which is a very nice small detail. And lastly, moving on towards the outsole of the shoe, you get a classic 80s basketball outsole in purple and yellow rubbers. You get New Balance branding. So now I'll show the on feet of the shoe, but I'll warn you right now, it's definitely not the nicest looking on feet. The shoe, as I said earlier, is 1.5 sizes too big for me, and this shoe is just very big and bulky, and it's definitely gonna look a little weird on my feet. So just a fair warning, but without further ado, here's the on feet. The BB900 feels like every other hard rubber outsole basket. It's definitely not a comfortable shoe, and nowadays this is just a collector's item and or lifestyle shoe like the 550 that has been retroed. Nowadays the newer basketball shoes like the Kawhi and the two-way have like fuel cell or fresh foam in the midsole, giving the players a lot of comfort in contrast to just a hard rubber outsole. The BB900 is a crazy legacy basketball shoe that I think New Balance should really retro. I'd love to see this model as well as other legacy basketball models retroed. I think the 80s was a great era. I feel like the simpler designs with the 550, the 650, the Air Jordan 1, and the Adidas Forum are just scratching the surface of what the 80s had to offer in terms of basketball shoes, and the BB900 would be a great change of pace if New Balance decided to retro them. This shoe is just really wild and crazy and is now definitely my favorite vintage pair of sneakers in my collection. So what do you guys think of the BB900 and the other legacy New Balance basketball models? I'd definitely like to know down in the comments. So that's gonna do it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow me on my socials. Check out the Intelligence site for more New Balance content and guides. Consider leaving a super thanks in the tip jar below if you really loved the video, and thanks for watching.